Hey, Whippersnaps, this is Tortimer the Gray. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Pokemon Showdown Gray version. A very exciting episode considering it's the last episode of Pokemon Showdown Gray version, at least for this season. We might do another one of these at some point, but it's probably going to be a little while. I want to apologize also for it being a little bit late with Easter and my wife being on spring break and everything like that. There was just no real chance to get this recorded in time, especially because we have like 12 battles this week or something like that, so it's gonna take me like 40 minutes to record this thing, so I haven't had a chunk of time to get it going yet. But we're going up against Codeman here with his usual smaller team. He didn't have time to build a full team this week. I think that was his intention, but he didn't get a chance to. So finish out his run strong by coming at us with a small team again. But yeah, thank you so much, Codeman, for participating this week. I greatly appreciate it. And like I said, we do have 12 battles to get to, so I'm not going to get too gushy on everybody because I just don't have the time. So we're going to move on, but thanks again so much, Codeman. I greatly appreciate it. Alrighty, battle number 2 up against Champion Acolyte Mac, and he leads off with Absol, switches in Chubbs, and unfortunately, Chubbs is Mac's starter, and Mac was all excited for Chubbs to get another chance to show his worth, and then he accidentally switches into a crit Hyper Voice and dies as soon as he comes in, so I feel bad about that. But Roger comes in, starts setting up, Whirlpool is able to get the burn off, but unfortunately gets hit with a hard crit and misses the Hydro Pump. So we're going to have to switch out there, bring Fumesy in. Fumesy's going for that return. Takes it pretty well for the most part. Gonna have to take another one here though before we throw up the Sludge Bomb, which doesn't do much obviously because Roger is ground type partially. And Fumesy's gonna go down to the return there. But yeah, so final week. We've got the champion battle going on this week, and then the run is over, which is I'm both a little sad but mostly excited. I think mostly excited. This run has been going for a long time, this series, and honestly I'm really looking forward to getting my life back. Like it's Monday. It's Monday morning. I'm recording this, and I didn't have to like jump on the computer first thing as soon as my wife left in order to spend an hour waiting to battle maybe one person and not being able to really accomplish a lot because it's hard for me to record now. Like it's gonna be so nice for me to have some time here, and I think if we do a season 2 of this, it's gonna be like, alright, you guys gotta get in like on Tuesday. That's the only day I'm gonna be recording or something like that, because it's giving you guys the whole week. Like literally it's like all my free time is spent waiting for you guys to show up and do this series, which it was fine. And I really enjoyed the series, and I was able to get some other stuff going, but I need to be able to not do that. So if we do it again, it's gonna be like, all right, we need to pick a day. You guys, Wednesdays, we're gonna do this thing, and if you can get in on Wednesday during the time slots, then great. Otherwise, not. But we'll worry about that when we get around to it. It's not gonna be happening this summer. Max Alakazam Scad takes down Shendu there, so a nice little tribute to one of our longtime subs, whose favorite Pokemon is Alakazam, so nice one there, Mac. So it's not going to be happening this summer for sure. I'm going to be taking, you guys know, recording for me is difficult when my wife is home, and she's a teacher, so she'll be home all summer. And so that really cuts into my time that I have available, because like when I come home for lunch, I can't just be playing video games because my wife is here. So usually I eat lunch with her or whatever. So it makes it difficult. And so this series is ending today. This is the final episode. And we'll pick this up in the next battle. But thank you so much, Mac. I really appreciate your continued support on this channel, and especially on this series, and especially on the channel. You've been around for a really long time on this series, and so I appreciate all the support. Again, we got a lot to get to, so let's jump right into it. Here we go. Alrighty, guys, battle number 3 up against Scad. No wonder there. So Scad leads off with Drippy. I believe it's a fairy type Arceus, and Whirlpool's going up against it, not really able to do a ton, but the burn and the Hydro Pump gets it down to about half, so we'll take it. Then Noir comes in as Whirlpool's going to Volt Switch on out, bringing in Navi, and so as I was saying, this series is going to drop off. This is going to be the last episode, obviously. We're defeating the champion today, fingers crossed at least, and And then we're going to take I'm not going to replace the time slot, because in the summer, as series are ending here, I'm just going to let them end, and because I just don't have the time in the summer to keep up with everything. And so next week, I think maybe the Hexathlon starts up, which is like going to be the only exception to that rule, just because I don't want to wait anymore for that. We're just going to do it. We're just going to get the Hexathlon going, and we're just going to do it. And so so that's really the only exception. So this time slot will go empty for the rest of the summer. We'll start something back up in the fall. I had a suggestion, I think from Celine Eleanor, Doorkeeper for Lethal, of maybe doing like a subscriber bracket tournament. If maybe you guys would be interested in like doing a single or double elimination. I think her suggestion was Little Cup, which I obviously would be a big fan of because I love Little Cup. So if we wanted to do that, something like that. But again, even that probably won't be happening till the fall. I think maybe we'll do a tournament or two in the fall of the subs, so you guys I'll set up a bracket or something, and you guys can get your battles in, and then I'll commentate over the tournament there. And maybe we'll do that as opposed to starting up a second season of Grey version. So here's where this battle starts going bad. So we get First Blood killing Zapdos there. We're like 20 turns in or something when First Blood happens, and then Scad pulls out this monster. I don't know that I'd ever seen whatever this monstrosity is before. Like, what is that? Is that even, how is that a Pokemon? What is, so the stupid Hoopa Unchained or whatever thing, Unbound, Hoopa Unbound, yeah, so I get First Blood, and then I think Scad was just like laughing to herself. She's like, oh yeah, he gets First Blood, now let me sweep through his team, because down goes Shindu, down goes Navi, down goes Robin. Blackavar comes in and is able to finish off Noir, so that works. Mega's gone at least, but did the super effective Sucker Punch on Yuri, but Yuri's got the Sash and is able to finish off Blackavar no problem. I really want to play around. At one point when we were doing the first subscriber challenge, Scad made a team of all Alakazams. That was the challenge for the week, like make a team of all one Pokemon or something like that. I think I did Blastoise and Scad did Alakazams. And Scad was able to like make a physical wall Alakazam and stall it. Like she made some crazy. She like all of her Alakazams were different sets and things like that, and it was insane. I really want to play around with that a little bit. I think she sent me the text for it, but there she goes. She finishes off my team. The first of several losses this week. It was a bloody week. I think we still had more wins than losses, but some of you guys really took me to school this week, for sure. So thank you so much, Scad, for your continued support on the channel, and being able to pop back into this series. I appreciate that. That's awesome to get you in here the last couple weeks. Really embarrassed me because I hadn't been embarrassed enough in the weeks that you were gone. So good to have you back. But yeah, we got a lot to get through, so thank you so much, Scad. You know how much I appreciate you being around on the channel, so thank you so much. Let's move on to the next one. Here we go. Alright, battle up against Champion Acolyte Espresso Cat, and leading off with Dear Rosemary and Whirlpool. Whirlpool gets up the burn, Dear Rosemary gets up the Leech Seed, so both doing about the same. We switch into Robin there as Rosemary Mega Evolves. Robin's going to get that toxic damage going, and we're going to throw up the Brave Bird, I believe, as they switch out, but the Togekiss is going to end up taking that, but we do over half to the Togekiss, so not the worst situation in the world. We finish it off there, so we don't have to worry about the stally bulkiness of Togekiss necessarily. Then Buffalo Bill's going to switch in, going to bring in Fumsy, take that Wild Charge, no problem there, and he's going to get a little bit of recoil, so ends up doing almost as much damage to himself as he did to Fumsy in the end. Fumsy throws up that Will-O-Wisp, but Dear Rosemary's already burned, so that's not going to do anything. Fumsy going to get Leech Seeded as we throw up the Sludge Bomb. So the Leech Seed, but the burn is gonna still do a little bit of damage to Dear Rosemary, but probably not as much as we would like. Especially that Sludge Bomb, definitely not doing as much as we would like. So kind of fighting an uphill battle here, especially as now the Giga Drain's coming out there, and gonna get a little more health back for Rosemary each turn. And so yeah, the Mega Venusaur definitely taking Fumsy to school here a little bit. And as we get that final sludge up, the Leech Seed's going to get it just above burn kill range, and so we're like, alright, screw it, we got to get Fumsy out of here. So Fumsy comes out, Shendu's going to go in, that Giga Drain's not going to do a whole lot there, and that burn is finally going to finish off the Mega Venusaur there. Buffalo Bill then switches in, Shendu's going to Mega Evolve, Yeah, it's Mega Evolving for Shendu. I was thinking for a second there, Primal Groudon and Kyogre, but it's a different. I think it's actually Mega Rayquaza there. So even though he doesn't need a Mega Stone, which I don't understand, but hey, I'm not going to judge. Blackavar then switches in, and the Crobat is going to throw up that Acrobatics, which is going to do good work, and we're confused, so we're going to hurt ourselves. So unfortunately, Blackavar not able to land a single move as ECAT's Crobat finishes him off. Whirlpool then switches in. We're going to Volt Switch onto the Senorita, and Robin's going to switch in there, throwing up that Brave Bird, finishing off the fighting type, just getting that off the field. Don't want to mess with it. It's gone. And so Robin then dies to recoil damage, or toxic damage is what Robin died to. Whirlpool going to take a superpower, which is going to start boosting Malamar's stats. Thankfully, we have the burn up already, which is going to do some progressive damage as well as cutting that attack boost that it's gaining there. But it's back up to one attack now, so still not something we want to scoff at. So we Volt Switch on out, bring in Navi. Navi's going to take the Psycho Cut there. The burn continuing to do its work, and then throwing up the knockoff there is going to lose Navi her choice specs, and the Hyper Voice is still going to be enough, obviously, with the lowered HP there to finish off. Navi's going to go down to the Poison Fang Crobat, and then we're going to switch in Whirlpool there, and we're going to go ahead and get confused, unfortunately. But then we're going to, I think, throw up the Volt Switch, or try to throw up the Volt Switch. I think there we go. Yes, the Volt Switch lands. We're going to come on out. We're going to bring in Shendu, and Shendu's going to go ahead and Extreme Speed the Crobat. So, whoo! Thank you so much for the battle, ECAT. It was a lot of fun. I appreciate you coming back week after week, and for, again, kind of like Scad, you've been around on the channel for a long time, so I appreciate the continued support. But yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 left to do, so we really got to get going. But thank you so much, ECAT. I appreciate it. Here we go. Alrighty guys, here we go up against Champion Acolyte Nurion, and Nurion leads off with Roserade there. Fumesy gonna switch in on that, and Fumesy's special, even though it's a resisted attack, Fumesy's special defense is not nearly as good as his physical defense, and so he's gonna take decent damage there. Mewtwo's gonna come in, so Fumesy's gonna come back out. Shendu gonna go up. So we got Legendary on Legendary there, although the Side Strike really wrecks us, and I'm hoping at that point that we would be able to outspeed with Mega Rayquaza, but unfortunately that doesn't happen, so I didn't even attempt like the extreme speed. I wanted to really hit Mewtwo, but that ended up screwing me up a little bit there, as my Mega is dead, my starter is dead, Robin comes in and finishes off the Greninja, then Xerneas is going to come in, and Robin's going to Steel Wing that, which, while being super effective, doesn't do a whole lot. I was hoping that would be better, but unfortunately not. So, Robin going to go down to the Moonblast, Fumesy going to switch in, the Hyper Voice is going to land on Fumesy, do some decent damage, Sledge Bomb, again, not doing as much as I would like. Of course, Xerneas is a legendary Pokemon, so even Fumesy can't necessarily stand up to that kind of power, especially when it's a special attacking legendary. So Whirlpool switches in, we throw up the Will-O-Wisp, which is going to land on the Roserade. Roserade is a special attacker, so not really going to do a whole lot, as Whirlpool gets critical hit, super effective, dead in one hit. So there's that, and we're down to Navi, as we go up against a Poison type, which then switches into the Dragon type. I think this was a pity move. Pretty sure that's a pity move. I don't need your pity, Nurion. You I lost this battle so bad. Navi gets the Hyper Voice off on the Roserade after taking a Sludge Bomb, but unfortunately not going to be enough. Going to take that next Sludge Bomb on the beginning of the next turn and go down. So the second of several losses this week, Nurion, coming out strong for the last week, kicking my butt. So yeah, good job, Nurion. Good to see. I like to see the growth of people throughout the course of the series. We've been battling each other for like 6 months now, so it's kind of cool to see that that Nurion last week kicking my butt. So thank you so much for the support, Nurion, and for coming back week after week for this series. Let's jump into the next one, shall we? Here we go. Alrighty, guys, here we go up against Red Wolf, and I will preface this. This is the second battle that Red Wolf and I did, and I don't want to say I rage quit, but and I didn't. The first battle, he had Darkrai on his team, or whatever that Pokemon's name is. You guys know what I'm talking about. And he swept me with his first Pokemon he threw out was Darkrai, and he just swept through the entire team with like Sleep something or Dark Void, like whatever. He wrecked me, and I forgot to save the replay. And so he was like, oh, I feel bad about that. Let's do a rematch. And he took Darkrai off his team, and we did a battle. So but I wanted to preface that because he did wreck me entirely. And I don't have the replay to show you because I kind of, after that battle, I just kind of like rage quit. I was like, oh my god, that was the worst. But we did it in a rematch, so here that is. But he definitely kicked my butt the first time real hard. So Robin switches in, gonna take that Dazzling Gleam from Shaman Sky? Is that what that? Yeah, Shaman Sky form. Snorlax is going to take a Brave Bird, but Robin's going to get enough recoil to finish herself off there. Fumesy switching in on the Snorlax, getting that burn going. He throws up the Iron Head, which doesn't do a whole lot as the burn continues to tick down. So Snorlax is going to come out. Shaman's going to come in and take the Sludge Bomb, going to go down itself. Then Power! Deoxys is going to switch in. Navi's going to come into that. Facade's going to go. I think he was hoping that I would potentially burn Will-O-Wisp Deoxys there, because I'm guessing, well, obviously because Facade is boosted by a status effect. Shendu's going to be able to come in and take one hit from Deoxys and be able to finish it off with a Dragon Ascent, so that works out pretty nicely. Then Revenge is going to get hit with an Earthquake from Shendu. So Mega Shendu doing some work. I figured, apparently, Shendu could have Mega Evolved. No, I don't think in Ubers. I think Mega Shendu was banned, or Mega Rayquaza was banned from Ubers or something. I think it's the only Anything Goes exclusive Pokemon. But yeah, so there we go. Red Wolf, not as dominant of a battle from him this time, but I already kind of laid out for you guys that he completely swept me, like 6-0 in the first battle we did this week. So thank you so much, Red Wolf. Again, you're one of those guys who kind of kicked my butt a lot early on in the series, and then you had to take a break, and it was nice to see you come back here at the end so you could jump in the finale and a couple of weeks before. So that was awesome. Thank you so much for the support. Let's move on to the next one, shall we? Here we go. Alrighty guys, here we go up against Celine Eleanor, and leads off with Weevil. We lead off with Whirlpool. Gonna take a hard knockoff there. Get the Will-O-Wisp up though, which works out pretty nicely. Weevil's not gonna be able to do a whole lot of work now against us, so we throw up that Pain Split just to get a little bit of health back. Our leftovers got knocked off, so we're not gonna get a little bit of recovery each turn. So I decided to switch out. Gonna finish off the Weevil in the process, so that works out pretty nicely. Then Blackavar is gonna come in. Glass Duck is going to take an Earth Power, which doesn't do a ton, and then Blackavar takes an Ice Beam, which does do a ton, and he's going to go down there. Shendu then switches in. Obviously, Dragon Flying against Ice Beam, not the best bet, but I'm expecting that we can probably finish the Porygon off before any moves come out, which we do, so that ends up working pretty nicely for us. Shendu then going to switch out. Whirlpool going to come in on the Vaporeon, going to take a critical hit Ice Beam, but going to be able to take that without too much trouble. Scissor then switches into the Pain Split, so Whirlpool's going to get back up above half. So that works out pretty nicely before we land the burn on the Scizor. So that's pretty good. Pretty happy with how that worked out. We get some health back as well as getting some burn off on the Scizor. Definitely not the worst way to play that. So Navi going to switch in on the Vaporeon. They're going to bring in Muck. Muck's going to take a Hyper Voice, no problem. Being a poison type, and gonna switch back into Shendu, who's going to take a poison jab here. Does a lot more damage than expected, and going to take another Shadow Sneak and then throw up the Earthquake there to finish off the Muck. So Muck going down there, but Shendu just about dead himself up against a Muck. So a Mega Legendary gets taken out basically by a Muck. So there we go. Whirlpool switches in, takes the Scald, gonna go down still, just not enough health left. Navi gonna come in. Scald doesn't do a whole lot there. Gonna be able to throw up that Hyper Voice though and finish off his Eevee Elution Kin. Scizor then switches in, so I bring in Fumesy to take that Bullet Punch. Fumesy's got Flamethrower again this week, so he's gonna be able to, while the Scizor roosts, we're gonna be able to throw up the Flamethrower there and get Scizor down within burn killing range. So Mega Scizor goes down, leaving just Jirachi here, and if I remember correctly, Fumesy Jirachi showdown goes on for some time here, potentially like 20 turns or something. So this will probably be a good time for me to kind of elaborate more on what I'm thinking about potentially doing next fall. With the tournaments and stuff like that. So this was actually when it was a suggestion from Selena Eleanor, so this is perfect timing. So it's something I want you, because these are subscriber engagement series. So I'm kind of I would like to get some feedback from you guys on what you would like to be doing. And I can tell you pretty much for certain that Gray version's not coming back this year. Probably maybe like next fall or next spring or whatever, January timeframe. Maybe we'll start up another one and let that ride for a bit. I don't know how all that'll work, but I do kind of like the idea of doing tournaments again, doing a tournament or something here, and I don't know, maybe I'll come up with some sort of prize or something besides just bragging rights that we could do with that. But let me know what you guys think about that option. I've never run a tournament here before, and I'm sure I could. I'll look up and like, well, if we decide we want to do a double elimination tournament, then how do I do that and things like that. But I'll set up the bracket, and then you guys will kind of go and do your battles. It'll be kind of like that first subscriber engagement series we did when we did subscriber challenges, and I was like, okay, you guys go do this week and send me your things, and I'll commentate over it. So you guys would then post like the replay links in the comments or whatever, and then I'll do like all the first round battles maybe in a week or something to that effect. I don't know, but if you guys think that would be cool, let me know if that'd be something to be interested in participating in. I finally get sick of the Star Wars 13 turns later, so I switch out. I bring in Robin. Robin's gonna take a couple of thunder punches there, which thankfully we've got the burn up, so Robin's able to survive that. Gonna get that final Brave Bird up to finish off the Jirachi there, which finishes it for the battle. So thank you so much, Selena Eleanor, for the battle and for the idea. So let me know what you guys think about that. If there's I'm thinking Little Cup. If we're gonna do that, we'll start there at least, because I love Little Cup, and you guys should know that by now. So, but yeah, so let me know what you think about that, or if you have other ideas for subscriber engagement series you'd like to maybe try in the fall, let me know that. But let's jump into the next battle here, shall we? We're getting close-ish, maybe. Here we go. Alrighty guys, battle number something up against Champion Acolyte Nougat. And I want to make sure, I don't think I said last, but thank you so much, Selena Eleanor, for coming in. You haven't just been here for a couple of weeks, but it's been very educational, and it's been nice to have you around. So thank you so much for participating in the series. Now, Nougat up against Robin, and we've got the Chansey going, and I'm realizing I don't really have a great... I mean, I've got Robin's pretty decent physical, Shendu is a physical attacker, but beyond that, we really don't have a lot, and neither of them really have anything super effective. I don't have a single fighting type move on this team, and so that's a bit of a problem, especially considering, you know, we've got a really bulky normal type in Chansey, we've got a really bulky Umbreon here. It's definitely a deficiency that we don't have something like that. I flirted with the idea when I was updating the team for Anything Goes. I wanted to bring in some old faces, so like I brought in Whirlpool, who we've been using in OU. I brought in Robin, who we had as a fletchling on our when we were back in the Little Cup days before Gym 1 and 2, and so I wanted to bring in some familiar faces and things like that. But losing like Eve from Ubers and things like that probably was definitely a detriment to us this week. If we had had her sheer physical power, that probably would have been something that would have helped to tip some of the losses in our favor. And I even flirted with the idea of throwing Toadette back on the team, which probably for sure would have helped against like Chansey and like the Umbreon here and things like that. Demon Lizard gonna keep throwing up those roosts. We throwing up the Hydro Pumps, which is just neutral damage considering Dragon's resistance to the three elements there. And Whirlpool can just keep chipping away, just doing his darndest to finish off the Mega Charizard here. And the Dragon Claw comes out, finishing off Whirlpool there. Decided to stop Roost stalling the Hydro Pump, realizing how he actually did like the damage or the data calculation on it, and it was able to see that, oh, this thing's got higher accuracy than I expected. We're not really going to be able to outstall this. So Blackavar are going to go down immediately to Phoenix there. So we're down 2-4 at this point. Fumesy switches in, gonna get the Sludge Bomb off on the Chansey, but the Chansey's got such amazing special defense that does literally nothing. The Will-O-Wisp gonna go up, but the Soft Boil starts going, and at this point I have Fumesy and Navi, and both of them are pure special attackers, and you really don't want to be in that position up against Chansey or Umbreon, or basically those two could sweep this team on their own. So Navi's going to switch, especially as low as Navi is, takes that Seismic Toss, going to go down. Fumesy comes back in, and Chansey's going to switch out. I think at that point I was just like, go ahead and switch out and just end it, because I knew we could. You know, either Talonflame or Drake could easily finish us off, and so he obliges and switched out and killed us there. So thank you so much, Nougat, for coming back week after week, for constantly challenging me in this series, trying to make me a better battler, although I don't know how much I actually grew throughout the course of this series, because you're still kicking my butt here at the end. But it was a lot of fun to battle one last time. Nice to see Charmu and Drake and some of those familiar favorites come out. So thank you so much for participating. Let's jump into the next one, shall we? Here we go. Alrighty, guys, here we go up against David Kahn, and David Kahn is coming at us with a very interesting team this week. Whirlpool switching out, or coming out to start here, and gonna throw up the Volt Switch up against the Weavile there. I decided not to try a Will-O-Wisp on the Conkeldurr, because oftentimes they have guts or something like that, so that would only be a benefit to David there, so I didn't go for that. Throw up the Will-O-Wisp here on the Weavile, though, because gotta do that. These things are way too strong. And so Fumesy gonna be able to do that for us. Dark Pulse comes, which does a little bit of damage to Fumesy, but he's able to throw up that Flamethrower, which does pretty good damage for us. That plus the burn gets it down squarely in the yellow there, so that works out pretty nicely. Fumesy then going to throw up the Flamethrower up against the Gardevoir, who is going to get burned, so that works out pretty nicely. Already used its Trace, so it has Levitate on, so it didn't have Synchronize or anything like that. Robin then going to switch in, going to throw up that Brave Bird just to get this thing off the field. Don't really want to mess with it, so we go ahead and just go for the kill. Robin switches out, Navi's going to come in. I'll be honest, David Kahn told me he was going to bring his Swampert to wreck me, and so I intentionally put Hidden Power Grass on Navi just for that reason. And I figured, you know, I don't really have any other grass moves, because I decided I wasn't going to bring Toadette, as I mentioned before, and so I was like, you know what? Sure, that'll work out, and it ended up working out great. So there we go. Kipper Flipper goes down because I just I felt like it, I guess. I don't know. So Robin's gonna go down to the guard chomp there. Navi's gonna switch in on that, throw up that Hyper Voice, but then Narsil and Underoath comes in and to take that without too much trouble. Blackavar then switches out, gonna take that Shadow Ball pretty hard, and gonna get that Sucker Punch up on the next turn to finish off the Aegislash. Unfortunately, Blackavar goes down to Life Orb, or no, Rocky Helmet. Rocky Helmet damage there is what happened. So, Hydro Pump lands on the Weavile, gonna take down that, no trouble. We're now 2-3 there, so we're gonna Volt Switch on out, which is gonna finish off the Conkeldurr, and leaving him just with his Guard Chomp there. So I figured Dragon on Dragon, let's do it. Shendu's gonna Mega Evolve. My King is gonna Mega Evolve, and so we've got Mega Dragon Showdown. Earthquake does not finish it off. Draco Meteor going to land, though, finish off Shendu, so even coming in at half health, Mega Garchomp able to finish off Shendu. Whirlpool taking that Dragon Claw without too much trouble and throwing up the Hydro Pump to finish off the Garchomp. Whew, a close battle there, close battle. Thank you so much, David Kahn, for participating this week. That was a great battle. Probably if you hadn't already been a member of Elite Four, that might have gotten you the champion slot, but it was an amazing battle nonetheless. So what a finish there. Thank you so much for participating week after week. I really appreciate it. You guys have all been awesome, and so thank you so much for participating. We got 2 more battles to go, so let's jump into them real quick, see if we can't get this thing in under 40 minutes. It would be exciting. Here we go. Alrighty, guys, here we go. Final Champion Acolyte battle for the week as we go up against Elite Four Champion Acolyte Epic Big Nick. And Nick and I almost didn't connect this week. Nick, I don't know if it's been a while since you participated, but I'm guessing you were searching for my old username, and you weren't popping into the social media room, so I didn't see you were there, and you couldn't see me, obviously, sitting in there, things like that. Yeah, I think you were just using Find User or whatever, but anyway, we were finally able to connect because I ended up like, okay, I searched his username and was able to find him, so there we go, we were able to connect here, and so we've got our final Champion Acolyte battle for the week as we go up against Durantia, or whatever that thing is, and Mega Kyrogue, or Primal, whatever. Kyrogues comes in, and Navi's going to throw up some stuff here. Going to switch out, going to bring in Primal Groudon there. Hyper Voice not going to do a ton to the Groudon, given that it's now Fire type, so it's going to get that resistance. Shendu then switches in. Figure, well, let's get the whole, you know, Alpha Sapphire, Omega Ruby team going here. So we got Mega Shendu versus Primal Groudon. The Protect is going to save him from that Earthquake. Going to switch into the Durantia, which I believe is going to be part flying. No, Dragon Ghost, I guess, is that thing. So, Shendu going to throw out the Dragon Ascent here to finish off the Giratina. Yeah, I think that's what that Pokemon is called. Honestly, I've never used one, caught one, done anything with one, so I apologize if that's not correct. Shendu also going to be able to finish off the Superior, so that works out pretty nicely there. Before going down to the toxic damage, so down goes Mega Rayquaza. Blackavar then switches in at that point, and we go up against the normal type Arceus there. I think it's just a shiny Arceus. Unfortunately, the Earth Power lands, finishing off Blackavar without too much trouble. The Brave Bird doesn't do a lot, and the Judgment going to finish off Robin without too much trouble. So Navi's going to come in. Navi's great defenses is going to be able to take that Judgment, throw up that Hyper Voice, finish off the Arceus there. At which point they bring back in Primal Groudon. At that point we bring in Whirlpool, who's going to not be able to be toxic because we're already burned. Going to throw up something here. I think we go for the Pain Split. I was gonna say because we've got this intense sun, so the water's not gonna do us any good. We can't use the electric move because obviously it's a ground type, so that just doesn't work out too well. And once again, we're back down to Fumzy and Navi, and so Fumzy and Navi versus Blaziken, Primal Kyogre, Primal Groudon. Probably not going to be the most effective strategy, especially as Origin Pulse one-hit KOs Fumzy. Navi then comes in. The Origin Pulse misses. We're able to get the Hyper Voice up and finish off Kyogre. Blaziken then comes in, and Hats is going to Mega Evolve. So not only do we already up against Blaziken, but now it's a Mega Blaziken. They're going to get that speed boost going, which is going to get them everything they need to finish off Navi before Navi lands another hit. So, a closer battle that time, but still getting our butt kicked a little bit. So glad we got Nick in here at the last minute. No, it was a lot of fun. Thank you so much, Nick, for your participation throughout the series. And glad you were able to get in here. We were able to squeeze you in for the final episode this week. So, thank you so much. We've got now to move into our champion battle, so let's head that way. Thanks again, Nick. Here we go. Alright guys, the final battle of Pokemon Showdown Gray version, at least for Season 1, as we go up against GBL4 Turtles or Shunosaurus, a champion of the Gray region, coming at us with his cool bug-type team here. And so Shendu going to take a hard Thunder from Tesla there, but going to Mega Evolve and throw up the Dragon Ascent, which finishes off that particular bug-type pretty nicely there. Shendu then going to go up against Colt 45, the Mega Scizor there, gets that Bullet Punch up and finishes off Shendu. So at that point, Fumzy's going to have to come in. Fumzy's going to throw up the Will-O-Wisp, but not going to be able to do anything to Atlas there. And as this thing starts hitting Quiver Dances, I see the hope drain from my own eyes as these things are way too much for me to handle on most occasions. So we have a Quiver Danced Volcarona up. Thankfully, we do have Robin on the team at this point, who's one, got priority flying, so that's going to help us finish off that bug type there. And two, would have hopefully been able to resist most of the stuff Volcarona had thrown up. So we're able to get Volcarona off the field, but the Armaldo going to be able to finish off Whirlpool, no problem. Blackavar going to be able to throw up the Ice Beam to finish off the Meganura. So that, or Yanmega. Meganura is the Pokemon that it's based, or the dinosaur, prehistoric creature that it's based off of. Oh, Arc on the brain. Blackavar going to go down there against the Scizor. Robin going to switch in, taking that Bullet Punch pretty hard, but able to get the Flare Blitz off to 4 times super effective, finish off the Scizor. At which point, Burgess comes back in. Brave Bird going to go up, almost kill Robin in itself, but the Aqua Jet going to land as well and make sure that that finishes off. Now we're back down. We're down to Navi versus 2 Pokemon here. Navi seems to be in the wings a lot and going to be able to finish off Burgess. Unfortunately, Navi's going to get put to sleep here up against the Parasect. Going to start throwing up those Leech Seeds, things like that. Still asleep as the Parasect. Gonna get rid of our choice specs with the knockoff there. Gonna get some health back, but Nabi eventually does wake up and gonna be able to finish off the Parasect there with one final hyper voice. So thank you so much, Shunosaurus, for participating this week and for the last couple of months. I feel like another, not super late, right? I mean, because again, like this series has been running since like August, so September, October, November, December, January, February, March. We've been running for like 7 months now. So, yeah, I mean, even people who showed up in the middle of it have been here for a really long time. So, I want to take this moment special to thank you guys all so much. All of you guys have participated for weeks and months, and I appreciate it so much. I hope you guys will continue to stick around and watch some of the other Pokemon-related content. The Hixathlock is starting next Monday. I've got to record that today as well. And so... Hixathlock starting up, which is my self-made Nuzlocke variant. We're in Season 6 of that, this final season of the Hixathlock, so I hope you guys will check that out. And then we're going to have random Pokemon Showdown stuff continuing as well. And then probably in the fall, we'll start back up a subscriber engagement series. You guys get your input in on that in the comments down below. Let me know kind of what you guys would like to see, and we'll tailor that to you guys as best we can. But there we go. We beat the champion and all of his acolytes of the Elite Four here. And so awesome. Thank you guys so much for participating again. It's been a lot of fun for me. I'm excited to get my life back, but it's been great getting to hang out with you guys over the last 7 months. And to really, I mean, because like every day at lunch or at least once a week, I get to hang out with each of you individually and kind of do battles and chat with you when I can and things like that. And so it was a lot of fun for me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys will stick around, and if you don't, I hope to at least see you back in the fall when we do the next batch of subscriber engagement stuff. But I'll see you guys next time. As always, I've been Tortimer the Great, and you guys have been great. Make sure to hit those likes, comments, subscriptions for me, guys, and I'll see y'all back here next time. Alrighty, guys. Have a good one.